Welcome to Tea Leaves Tea, where hopefully all eyes are on me. What have you guys been up to lately? I'm like, a lot of things is going on. We discuss all things street, all things politics, and what's really out here in social media. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Miss Angie Stone, Grammy award winning Angie Stone. I want to send my condolences out to your family. She tragically lost her life today in an accident that was in Alabama. She was headed to a basketball tournament. And I watched one of her last posts. And in that post, she was explaining how she was very frustrated that she should have been retired by now had everybody paid her royalties for sampling her music. She wouldn't be out here still doing gigs. So again, I hope that works itself out and her family's able to straighten that out on her behalf. And I want to wish again her family condolences. She has music that a lot of us love. And moving right along, I don't even want to call him by his name. I just want to say Mr. IRobot. And when I say IRobot, y'all should know what I'm talking about. This deal, the way that money rules people, it seems like, from my point of view, that the president allowed IRobot's money to influence him to getting a seat in a high place within the White House that allows him just to go by just firing everybody. Now, just recently, he has fired the company that's over investigating his new device called Neuralink. And it said that this Neuralink chip that's embedded into someone's brain, that it's going to allow them to, whatever they're thinking, AI is going to direct that into and solve it for them, like using their mind to be able to control a mouse if they're paralyzed or things of that nature. Now, a lot of people and scientists who have been working with this experience thus far, they have said that 1,500 animals that have been experimented with this brain chip have passed away, and that this indeed is moving, and the studies are moving at a fast rate, meaning we all know what happens when you do not give the proper time to studying things. Second of all, I want you guys to know that when you're dealing with a fox is very sly and cunning. There's no way that he should be in the Oval Office making decisions. I guess that's what comes along donating 200 and I don't know if it's 297 million or 280 some million. It was in that ballpark. And that has secured him a place, what it looks like, into our White House. Because the president should be making the decisions on what we, the people, want. But it looks like Wlon, with his Nazi-wielding arms, has secured him a place within the White House. And that's crazy. It's actually preposterous. Now you see a lot of people that voted for Trump, they're out saying get rid of Wlon. And why so? He has proclaimed that by the year 2040, we should have more robots than humans. The plan is to roll out something like 10 billion robots that are humanoid in nature. That's crazy. All you guys, I know you've watched IRobot back in the day, and if you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it. It seems so much that, like, some people that are giving power, they take it to another level. This is almost as saying you put an AI inside of a robot. You're trying to give a robot consciousness. That's like you were acting like God on so many levels. I watched one of his interviews when he actually stated that we don't want him to turn Terminator on us. You probably want to have control. See, it's all fun and games when you think you're thinking something is going to work some way, but you have no clue. You haven't put in the proper amount of time. You haven't put in the proper amount of research. We saw how that went down the pipe with Operation Warp Speed. That wasn't that long ago. And just like everything else, don't expect it to be done in a I want to say in an authentic way. People are used to telling you stuff like, oh, it's cold outside. So why not warm up with these blankets only to find out later that the blankets contain smallpox? Or let's do this study and vaccinate you at these predominantly black college and not tell you we're actually injecting you with syphilis to see how you can defend and fight it off. Or let's go a step farther. Let's take this and we haven't done any research on it. And better yet, we're going to pay you some money if you get it. That should be red flags in itself. But we are so accustomed to believing the same people that have never had our best interests at heart. But yet in the same breath, we can call our own brothers and sisters an op. I don't know. I don't know what world people are living in or what you're tuned into, but you better pay attention. I'm looking at a lot of rallies across America. They're not getting publicized that much because we know who controls the social media. I just want to leave something on you guys' mind. I want you to think about this. When somebody is trying to do something to you, they're not going to come across as being over aggressive or no, it's going to be just the opposite. They're going to do whatever to gain your trust. And before you know it, you're in the snares of the enemy. And I want to say another thing. I'm watching all of these old interviews with Mr. IRobot's family, and his dad said that he was very well versed, that he did a lot of studying and showed him a lot of films and things about Nazis. So if that's been ingrained in you as a kid, I would understand the all hell Hitler sign that was thrown up at one of the rallies. That makes sense. Now you're firing people that can go against you or rebuttal or question the very nature of things that you're doing. That seems very interesting as well. So I don't want us to sit back and wait until the last minute. We need to be well vested in what's going on because a lot of things are going on right under our nose. And I'm asking, it just seems weird all the way around a bunch. You have somebody that has this much power that couldn't even be a president in this country if he wanted to. America is not going to be the same until you allow the person, the group of people who you've wronged the most into that position to straighten things out. And that's going to be a black woman. You can go argue with whoever you want to argue with, but that's when things are going to get straightened out. Everybody has done the black woman wrong in this country from the beginning. And that's where our kings and our queens were birthed, through a black woman. Yet she has suffered so much in this society. And when she dares to raise her voice and to say anything, she's labeled as the angry, aggressive black woman. No, she's been tolerant of so many things that were unjust and unfair to her. Yet she still thrives. Yeah, you can go find in any race a woman that's not carrying herself or doing the things that she should do as a woman. That's across the board. But when are we going to open our eyes to see that the men that have been in power and have led this country thus far has done nothing but make a mockery of it, and nothing's been resolved? Yeah, of course, when it comes down to it, when you pass it on to her it's going to be